Today, I have the privilege of having a conversation with Chef Kristen Trinh live on Instagram. She's the owner of the Mad Platter Kitchen in Huntington Beach, California. Kristen has a very unique selling proposition when it comes to her offerings and services as a caterer and chef. She specializes in transforming delicious dishes that are usually bad for you to healthy, keto-friendly, and gluten-free without sacrificing the flavors of the dish. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? I'm super excited to learn more on how she does this. She calls this process recipe hacking. She will also share with us how she was able to turn her business around during COVID with hundreds of meal prep delivery orders overnight. You don't want to miss out on this marketing strategy. And keep in mind that she's not a marketing expert. She is an amazing chef and a food business owner. And for all the people that are tuning in right now, make sure to follow me on Instagram to hear tips and strategies on how to grow your food business in 2021. I will always try my best to find interesting people like Chef Kristen to learn and share so you can grow your food business with less effort. Let's see if Chef Kristen is online right now. All right. Hey there, Chef.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just finished a full day of work.
Awesome, awesome. I want to thank you for taking this time to share your story with us. I'm sure a lot of food entrepreneurs can relate and appreciate what you do, especially during these uncertain times. I want to start with the concept behind your business, specifically the recipe hacking and meal prep delivery services that you offer in Huntington Beach and the surrounding areas.
Okay. So I graduated from the Art Institute back in 2007. Straight from there, I started doing menu planning for clients in home. So I would basically do the grocery shopping and cook in their home. And it would be based on their dietary needs. So it could be keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian. So I basically learned how to cook for all dietary needs. From cooking for my clients and even cooking for myself, I would learn that way. And there's a lot of things out there that people think, okay, paleo, I can't have this, I can't have that. With keto, I can't have sugar, I can't have gluten. It takes away from all the stuff that we're used to eating. But there are a lot of things that you can do to replace that and make it taste the same. So after years of experimenting, there's a lot of products you can get at the store. You can get at Sprouts, you can get it from anywhere. So I do have a few things as far as what's really easy to always have in your fridge as far as recipe hacking goes.
Awesome. I want to hear about that, especially about the orange chicken. I'm excited about that as well. I hope you're sharing like how you do that. How do you make it keto and gluten-free and make it taste like orange chicken?
It's really easy. It's not that bad. So usually, you use regular flour, you use soy sauce, you use sugar. Chinese restaurants use a lot of sugar and a lot of soy sauce when it comes to making a thick sauce. The easiest thing to do, which you can actually get at any grocery store, is cassava flour. And this is actually a root vegetable, and you can use it for all dietary needs. It doesn't have any starch in it, so it's perfect to use for flour, even if you're going to make cookies.
What is it made of?
It's a root. Cassava, it's a root vegetable, kind of like a potato.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It doesn't have any carbs. So you can use that as far as using keto and paleo. So you use this instead of flour. And then another thing we have, which is amazing, is instead of using soy sauce, coconut aminos. And a lot of people know what this is, but they don't know how to use it. So it's naturally sweet, so you don't have to add sugar to it.
Nice.
So you just use a little bit of this, use some cassava flour, which is going to thicken it up, some orange zest, And then very easily, just like that, you have orange chicken.
Nice. I would love for you to make a video one of these days and share that on your Instagram because I know you're pretty active on there.
Yeah,
And for people, yeah, and for people that are tuning in, what's the name of your Instagram handle again?
it's the Mad Platter Kitchen.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And you guys deliver Huntington Beach, or how far do you go?
Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley, and Costa Mesa area.
Awesome. So you gotta, maybe you already have a video that you showed how to make orange chicken. Do you? Maybe you can
I
reshare
have
that.
some pictures, but I can definitely post that, and I can for sure do a video on that as well.
Awesome, because I want to make that with my girlfriend because we love orange chicken.
Yeah, very easy. It doesn't take that long. You can make it in less than 20 minutes. Depends on how fast you cook.
That's awesome. So what other dishes can you create and make it keto, paleo, and gluten-free? Like some of the main dishes that is pretty popular in our culture, like in the US, what other ones can you make?
I can make pretty much anything. There's nothing that I can't make. Today, for instance, for one of my clients that I cooked in-home, I made lemon bars. And
Oh, wow.
something like that. For the crust, again, you're going to use, another great thing is monk fruit sweetener. It actually has 0 grams of sugar in it. So you use that with some almond flour and a little bit of butter to make the crust. And then for the filling, you just use eggs, you use a lot of lemon juice, some more monk fruit sweetener, a little bit of vanilla extract and almond flour, and you bake it for about 35 minutes.
Nice. That sounds delicious. And you don't sacrifice any of the flavors, right?
You still have everything there. It tastes exactly the same as what you would buy in the store-bought.
Nice, because that's key. You know, I would love to do like a tasting one day with you and put the regular orange chicken and the one that's keto paleo friendly, like that you create, and just try it and see if I can taste any difference. I'm sure I can't because that's why you got all the clients you do because you do that. You specialize in keto, paleo, and gluten free, right? Are those the top three you would say?
It's more soy, gluten, and sugar-free that people try to go for. So when I do my meal delivery service, everything that I offer on my menu is soy, gluten, and sugar-free.
Okay, got
And that
it.
basically fits most of all dietary needs. So I do have some exceptions where there's a lot of people that have his and hers meals, for instance. So I have a husband who wants regular zucchini noodles, or the wife wants zucchini noodles, the other one wants regular noodles. So I'm able to accommodate that for meal prepping, which is very easy to do.
Nice. That's awesome. And I saw something on your website. It was like spaghetti and meatballs. How do you make that? Was it with zucchini? Is that right?
That was, no, I think, was it the spaghetti squash, the bolognese?
Oh, spaghetti squash and bolognese. You're right. I say meat. Did I say meatballs? Meat sauce bolognese, right? Same thing, right?
Yeah, it's a ground turkey meat sauce. And for that, actually, I just kind of wanted to point out there is a marinara sauce that you can get at the store, and you'll see this anywhere. This is a
Okay.
sugar-free marinara sauce. So,
What is it called?
Ralph's.
Like, Ralph. Okay, cool. And you can get it anywhere.
You can get it anywhere, and this is sugar-free. So one thing to look at, and I always try to educate people, especially my clients as far as grocery shopping goes, is one thing I really wanted to point out is you have nutritional facts, and then you also have the ingredients. So when you're shopping and looking for something in particular, you don't really want to pay too much attention to the nutritional facts. You want to pay attention to the ingredients, which shows that there's no sugar added. Because tomatoes naturally have sugar in it, but a lot of places or a lot of companies will add sugar to it, which makes it sweeter, and that's not good for you. We don't want that.
See. Well, thank you for that tip. That's awesome. What would you say is your favorite dish to make?
My favorite dish. I'm actually pescatarian, so I don't eat too much meat. But one of my favorite dishes is seared halibut with this kale pesto sauce, and then
Ooh, that
oven
sounds good.
roasted Brussels. That's my go-to. I love it.
Sorry, I missed that last part.
Oh, the oven roasted Brussels sprouts.
Oh, okay. Poof, sprouts are awesome. I love that as well.
They
So
can
let's
be
jump.
so good. You can cook them without them tasting bitter. So
Oh yeah. So what's the trick on that?
just oven roasting it as long as you cook it all the way through. Um, I'm a single mom with 3 kids, so it's kind of hard for my kids to eat vegetables. As long as I cook it with butter, everything tastes great.
Oh, you got me a butter. I love butter. Like I cook everything with butter. Mushrooms, eggs, everything I saute with. But do you use ghee? I love using ghee.
I have that. Actually, I will show you. It's in my fridge. Let me grab it.
Yeah, go grab.
This is actually my favorite butter to use, and it's vegan, and it's made out of cashews.
Oh yeah,
Have you
I
seen
get
this?
that from Trader Joe's. I You got muted for a second. Oh, was somebody trying to call you?
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of it. It was spam.
Okay, no worries. I just realized that do not disturb sign. I should have told you. From now on, whenever I go live, I go to settings and I do not disturb. So no phone calls, nothing will come through. Next time I have to remember to remind my guests because I just
Yes,
figured it out
less
myself.
stress.
Yeah, exactly. So let's, unless you want to share anything else with the food recipes, I want to change gear a little bit to something else for the business part of things.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. So what kind of qualities do you think a food entrepreneur needs in order to be successful? Like when you look at yourself, all the things you had to go through.
You always have to be on top of things. So being a chef, especially for what I do, because I don't work in a restaurant, I cater for dietary needs for my clients. Diets come and go all the time. There's always going to be a new diet plan out there. Like keto, for instance, has been going on for a while, which is really great. Um, you have to learn how to cook for all those dietary needs. I think that's the most important thing. And then when something else comes along, you have to kind of get at it again and learn how to do that as well. So what I do, the best thing for me and how I learned to cook for all diet plans like Dr. Ventries, Plant Paradox, everything like that is I actually put myself on that diet plan. So at home, I'll cook for myself breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I'll cook for my clients that way too. And I think it's good for people, for chefs to learn everything out there. And then also educate your clients on top of that because then they know what they're eating.
I'm so glad you brought that up because when was it? I think it was like 15 years ago or 12 years ago when the idea of gluten-free came around and people had no idea what that was. And back then, I was running my Italian restaurant and catering business, and I was starting to get calls from people asking, can you do gluten-free pasta? And people would call and say for like let's say they would want a catering order for 100 people, and they said, yeah, like we have 20 people that are gluten free, and we want to use the same caterer to make this happen. And a few times I said, sorry, no, I don't have that. And then I realized, what am I doing? I just lost a $3,000 catering job because I didn't figure out how to make gluten free pasta. And it was, and exactly what you said. It's like we have to keep up with this trend. We have
Yes.
to. If we don't, we lose money. Because all I had to do is call a couple of suppliers. And I did that. I called a couple of suppliers because back then they didn't have in Restaurant Depot. Restaurant Depot was like 3-4 years late. So I found another supplier that I found gluten-free pasta from, and it was rice-based. I think it was rice or potato-based. I don't remember.
There's so
But
many, yeah.
yeah, there's so many. But then after I lost those 2 sales, something pushed me to, sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need to realize the opportunity cost of not having that, right? That's what we call it, opportunity cost of not having a great website to capture the leads, opportunity cost of not having a certain ingredient, like you said, gluten-free, keto. We have to have all that. And even like, what's that?
You have to adapt.
Exactly. You have to adapt. Like even like pizza. People were asking me for gluten-free pizza because we were Italian deli. We had a pizza shop. And I was like, no, we don't have, sorry. And then I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm doing it again. And then I had to make some calls. And then we found out, yeah, they're making gluten-free pizza from cauliflower. So they got cauliflower. And then we brought that, and then our sales went up. So like, I'm really happy you brought that up because you have to adapt with what's going on around us. If we don't, we're going to lose business, right? So that's awesome. That's awesome. So that takes me to the next question. And I want you to share your little secret because there's a lot of food entrepreneurs that are struggling out there. And the whole reason why I'm doing this is to help food entrepreneurs. And I love what you did with your marketing. Can you share the same thing you shared with me, please, about your marketing strategy? That would be awesome.
Yes, of course. Okay, so one thing is that you really want to get involved with your community. I think that's very important. What I did was, on Facebook, there's Facebook forums. So depending on which city that you live in, they have Facebook forums for what's the best place to go eat, the quarantine websites. There's so many different Facebook pages for your community. And you can very easily just go in there and post free advertising. Hey, I'm a private chef. I do meal delivery service in the area. If you're in my city, you get free delivery if you order a certain amount of meals. And that pretty much skyrocketed overnight to where the next day I woke up and I had to hire an assistant and a sous chef like that day.
Wow. Share with us how many emails you got from just that simple. You basically went to Huntington Beach Facebook group quarantine, right? Mm-hmm. And you posted your menu. Is that it?
I just posted a couple of my pictures and said, hey, I do meal delivery. If anybody's interested, please contact me. And the next day I had 133 emails. And that was on the first day. And that was just one of the forums.
That's awesome. And how much did that cost you?
It was free. Just my time, like maybe 10 seconds of my time and pictures that I had on my phone.
There you go. I love that. I love that because a lot of times, Kristen, it's free. You just have to go out there and do it. And especially when you're slow, right? And then when you get busy, you hire someone, you create systems so you don't lose, like we were talking about, right? You don't forget about your old clients. You don't forget about, because it happens naturally. Because first you do this, you go out there, you start marketing yourself, and then you get busy. And this happened to me. And then you get comfortable. And then suddenly, after a few years, everything is quiet. You don't get any more calls. And you wonder what happened. And then you start backtracking and realizing, did I have a system in place? Did I follow up with my customers? Do I know why this customer is not calling me anymore? So we have to think about these things. And And I love your story about how you did this yourself. You took initiative and you went out there and you put yourself out there. The same way you're putting yourself out there right now. How many lives have you done, Kristen?
This is my first one.
This is your first one. I love it. I love it. And look how great you're doing. And imagine this. Imagine you start sharing once a week on your Instagram live about your specials, showing us the end product, showing us how you keep your ingredients fresh and where you buy all your food and all the quality of your dishes. And when people start seeing that, you're just going to naturally grow your business. So this is awesome. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you up here, because this is proof, right? This is proof. You don't have to be an expert marketer and find clients. What triggered you? What triggered you to go on this Facebook page and do what you did?
So right when COVID hit, and I know this is related to a lot of people around the world, not just me. My business was basically, I had clients and I would go in their homes and meal prep for them. I did great for years. I succeeded really well doing that. I have clients that I've been cooking for the past 6 years, and they're still dedicated to me. And then when COVID hit, of course, people didn't want someone coming into their home, so I lost a business. I went like max capacity to having just 2 clients a week. There is no way I can survive and take care of my 3 kids living in Huntington Beach, having 2 clients a week. There's no way. So I had to do what I had to do. And there was one point years ago, I want to say about 10 years ago, I did do meal delivery service, but it was just very small and it wasn't something that I pursued too much, but I knew how to run that. And a few of my clients even told me, like, hey, why don't you just start doing meal delivery? That's safer. People would rather have their meals brought to them instead of having you cook in their homes, which I still cook in people's homes. I think that's also, I have my loyal clients that I cook for, but I just decided, you know what, it can't be that hard. Like, you have Nextdoor, there's other apps as well that you can go on to and just advertise. Then you have people in the neighborhood, and after that, it kind of just picks up, and it's all word of mouth from there.
Exactly. But don't forget, word of mouth, yes, word of mouth, but you have to consistently bring in the leads. Because like I said, my story and plenty of other of my clients' story, when you don't stay consistent, you don't know what's going to happen, because market always does this, right, Kristen? Market is always doing this. It might get to a point that some of your clients, life happens, something happens in their family, they just can't afford your services anymore. So you have to make sure you consistently bringing in leads so you can feed your funnel to keep growing your business. Because don't get me wrong, it might look good for 3, 4, 5 years, and then the 6th year, something happens to economy, and we all know it happens. We all go through dips.
We are still going through it.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're still going through it. So you have to always, because I hear it a lot of times from business owners, they believe when they get to a certain point, word of mouth will take over and they don't have to worry about anything else, which once in a blue moon, somebody will get lucky and that might happen. But a lot of times, if you're not up there, like, you get that article, you become famous, if you don't have any of that, you can't ever forget about fundamental of business, which is keep feeding your business with leads. Because this is so dear to my heart because I took over our family business, and I've seen a couple of my clients go through this. They were happy. They got to a point that, they got the new Mercedes Benz, they started vacationing, and then they just forgot about how they got there, like all the things we just talked about, and then it just crashed. It just crashed, and then you wonder why. And then you start, I'm talking about myself. I started blaming the economy. I started blaming the president. I started blaming my friends,
Yeah.
So always keep that in mind because I want the best for you and everybody else that's listening. So that's awesome that you shared that with us. So right now you have basically a small team. How do you keep your team motivated despite conflicts and obstacles?
Well, I mean, I don't have a large staff, but
Right.
the staff that I have, I actually know them really well. So they're people that I've worked with before, and we have a really good flow. I think it's very important that when you have a staff, I read this in a book one time. I wish I remember the name of it. Like The Habit of Change. One of those books. I'm having a brain fart. When you hire someone, you ask them, do you want to work with me? Not do you want to work for me? Do you want to work with me? Because you want them to feel that they have a voice and they have a say-so, and you appreciate them. They're working for you, and they're also an image for your company. So you work together as a team. I think that's very important.
You're on point with that. And one thing I want to add to that, having at one point 12 employees running a restaurant in San Juan Capistrano and a catering business, is knowing your employees on a personal level. Because when you know your employees on a personal level, like personal, like knowing their birthdays, obviously, so you celebrate that with them, knowing what's going on in their family, so when something happens you can help them, being able to, like a lot of times with my employees, when they needed money, like they got in a car accident or something, I would pay for it. And then I would just take it off their check slowly. And you know what that created, Kristen? He created that bond. But unfortunately, in the beginning of my business career, I didn't do that, and I did suffer from that. But eventually, I started, reading books, listening to Gary Vee. And when Gary Vee started sharing some of the things, I'm like, I did that. I did exactly what Gary Vee did. I got personal with my employees. The corporate world, Kristen, they say, don't get personal. You can't get personal with your employees. But in the real world, it's not like that. If you look at all the successful businesses out there, they're really close to their employees, because that's how an employee will care about your business, because they know you care about their car. When their car broke down, who was there? The parents weren't there. Al Shan was there, or Kristen was there. You know what I'm saying? They don't forget things like that. So you're on point with that. Just you gotta show your employees that you care about them and put them. And like you said, you're working with them. They're not working for you. Exactly like that. And making them think, right? And giving them ideas of like, what do you think we should do? Asking them those questions. How do you think we should go? Then they feel, sorry, were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm listening to you.
No. Okay, yeah. So exactly on point. So staying close with your employees and knowing what they're going through in their personal life. So when something happens, you're there to help them, and you don't judge them quickly, right? If somebody calls in and says, sorry, my mom is in the hospital again, I can't make it to work, you already know that your employee's mom is sick. You can relate to that and be like, okay, she's not lying to me, right? Because we get a lot of employees that would just come up with any kind of excuse to not come to work. But when we know them on a personal level, we can relate to them. So as far as taking risks, what do you think is the most important risk you've taken so far, and why?
I think that I've had so many people tell me, well, not so many, but I've had a handful of people tell me, why don't you just stop what you're doing? You know, because you have up and down times. Like, you have slow moments, you have really busy moments. It just depends. It's a roller coaster. You're on your own business. So it depends on how your flow goes and your motivation. You know, there's some down times. And, you know, I've been told a few times, why don't you just stop what you're doing and go work your 8 to 5 job? You know, like, go work at an office. There's no problem with that. But this is my baby, and I think that I am never going to give up, because my job, like my business, it's my baby. Like, I'm never going to give up. As long as I feed into it, it thrives, keep on motivating myself. It's just motivation. You need a lot of motivation.
Exactly.
And don't give up. And just focus on that.
Don't give up.
Yeah, just focus on that one thing.
Exactly. And take risks like you're doing right now. It's nerve-wracking being live, you know, and I'm going to reproduce this video. I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'm going to link it back to your website. I'm going to help you with SEO, which basically means search engine optimization. When you do little things like this, is taking risks in yourself, in your business, and it all helps. Every day, now I forgot what the guy said too, like they say every day just do one thing that will help your business. Mm-hmm. And today you did an amazing thing that's helping your business, but like maybe tomorrow you do one thing. Maybe you email an old client that hasn't ordered from you for a while, and you just ask for honest feedback. Like, remember the conversation we had when we did our discovery call together, and I talked about what was the point I was going to bring up? I looked at my
basis with clients.
What?
You know, to get down on a personal level with your clients, which was something that I did. I actually took the time, if any of my followers are watching me, I did actually take the time and emailed a lot of, like, almost everyone who had ordered meals from me in the past few weeks. And how was your food? Do you have any feedback for me? Like, what would you like to see on the menu? Is there anything that you would like to see that I haven't created on the menu yet? Just so I have a better idea of what my community wants from me and what they want me to cook for them.
Exactly. And the point I was going to bring up is companies like Facebook and Google spend millions of dollars creating marketing tools to get feedback from marketers. Like, you don't know how many times Facebook emails me saying, how would you like because I create a lot of ads, how is your experience? How are you liking the platform? Do you have any questions? Do you have any? And they create systems and they blast it up. And for a small business owner like you and I, it's crucial that we do this, because this information is crucial. For example, if I want to bring you as my client to my business, if I don't understand what your needs are and what you are thinking about, and I just keep talking about what I know and what I know how to do, and I used to do that, and that wasn't effective at all. Those are the things I got from asking the questions and getting feedback from my clients saying, so how come we didn't click or connect? Can you just be honest with me? And then this is the information I got. They said, you talk too much, you get too excited, and that's what I did. I just got way too excited because I know I can help them, but the way I was approaching them was a little bit aggressive. So my customers started saying, you just have to listen more. And I don't know if I have, yeah, look, I have a sign right here. It says, shut up and sell more. Shut up and sell. This is a reminder. It's on my desk. It's on my desk. And but you didn't get that experience because when we had a discovery call, right? I listened. Didn't I? Or maybe I'm wrong.
No, you listened, and I had my kids were barging in. It was amazing.
Okay. So yeah. So it's just things like that. Like I want to hear about what your clients are saying after they reply to you. I want to see what kind of feedback they're giving. And if they don't reply, don't don't forget about them. Give them a week and send them another email saying, I just wanted to follow up and make sure you receive. Because look, don't take it personal. Life happens. When you send an email and they don't respond, a lot of times we take it personal, you know? Because I know I've done it. We take it personal, like, oh, this person thinks I'm annoying them. I shouldn't call them. I shouldn't email them. That's not the truth. You don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe their father is in the hospital right now and they're not returning any emails. And your email somehow gets lost in the feed. So make sure you follow up, follow up. And it's not being aggressive. I just explained why you should follow up. And everybody knows the sale is in follow up. If I give up every time I have a conversation with somebody and I don't follow up, because I know that my product and services will help that person. And I want to make sure that I am clear with that. Maybe there's something I missed. So that's why I keep following up until they say, Al Shan, please stop bothering me. Then I don't bother.
Unsubscribe me. Okay.
What's that?
Unsubscribe me.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm like, okay, fine. You know, I might get a little butt hurt and then I get over it, you know?
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you know what I'm saying, right? Because how did you feel when I first said, without explaining, and be honest here, when I first said follow up with an email, how did you feel?
That it was a light bulb in my head because I didn't think about that. And after we got off our Zoom meeting, I went and I spent hours on my computer. I personally checked in with every single person who has ever ordered meals from me since I've started this meal delivery service. And I kind of wanted them to have a voice, like, how was your food? Was it good? Were the portions amazing? I'm creating a menu for next week. Do you have any recommendations? Is there something you would like to see on a menu? Because I want to know what people want, not just like what I feel like making. I want to know what people want to eat, not just me.
Yeah. Exactly. Have you got any replies yet?
Yes, almost everybody replied for me.
Everybody replied, look at that. And what did they say? Share one success story.
I don't know.
Just share something that comes to mind.
I guess, I don't know. Now I'm having a brain fart again.
It's okay. Did you get any reorders? Did they say, yeah, we're going to order? Did they say anything like that?
Yes. Yeah, and they have, and they did. So, I mean,
And they did.
Yeah, I did my deliveries on Mondays. When we talked, I got feedback from people over the weekend, and I would ask them, would you like me to add you to my weekly subscription? So, or once a week, you get a menu on what's going to be for the following week. And they followed up with me, and then they ordered. So, it was perfect.
Wow. Look at that. I love it. I love people that take action and they listen. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Because I can sit here and share strategies after strategies, and I know 5% of the people will take it and go for it. 95% of the people will think, no, that's not going to work. Or they say they get all excited and then they'll do it. So I love that you did that. That's awesome. So there you go. There's a success story right there. And it was so easy, right?
Very easy. Just a couple hours of my time. That's it.
There you go. Awesome, awesome. Let's see what else I have for you here. When did you know you wanted to get into the food business?
That was probably back in 2006. So I was working for a marketing company. At the time, I would throw dinner parties for my friends on weekends. It was just something I like to do for fun. And I got a lot of my friends would comment back, like, why don't you just become a chef? Your food is so good. Why don't you just become a chef? And I didn't really think about it. It didn't register in my head. I'm like, I don't know. I like to cook. It's amazing. And when I make really good food and I see people eating the food that I made and I have great conversation with them, I put a smile on their face. And it's intimate and it's personal when you cook for somebody. So then I really started thinking more about it and got serious about it, and I just decided to do it.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's a lot of times, that's all it takes. Just a few friends inspiring you, and then you take off from there. So that's interesting. So you have some marketing background then.
A little bit, yeah, I do.
Nice. Was it like a big corporate company?
Yes, it was for a health insurance company.
Health insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So
And so
infomercials and all of that stuff.
sorry, what was that?
Infomercials for a health insurance company. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And that was like, you said 2000 what?
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
That's funny because
Mm-hmm.
you started your business, what, 2008? Your food business?
2007, actually.
2000.
So I quit my job and I went to culinary school full time. I wanted to graduate in 1 year. So towards the end of that year, I started picking up clients and cooking for them. And I've been on my own ever since then.
Because that's something we have in common. I started around 2008. I took over the family restaurant. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, almost at the same time.
It feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
Especially with COVID and everything, it feels like so long ago. Okay, so let's see what else I have here. If you had one piece of advice to someone just starting in the food business, what would it be? You give me one and then I give you one.
With that. I would say just to make sure you keep up at the pace because you have a lot of competition and you have to make sure you can stand out there. So just keep up and keep learning because you're always going to learn something new.
Oh, I love that last part because you took it. You took mine. Basically, learning. Start learning. Start learning. Don't give me an excuse. Al, I don't have the budget. You don't need a budget. Go to YouTube. Watch some of my videos. Watch some of our lives. Start following Alshan Marketing. Get free tips. Get free strategies. And then when you get going, you start making some money and you want to take it to the next level, then start marketing. Get a coach, because I do coaching as well. Coaching is very important. Something that I didn't do, Kristen, and because I always felt like, oh, it's just too expensive. And I had that mentality back then when I was running a restaurant. But now I realize that coaching, it's one of the best investment that you can make, because what happens is you get a different view of everything you're doing, and your coach really cares about you and your success, because at the end of the day, if you don't become successful, that coach is not going to look good, So the coach has a lot of skin in the game to make sure that obviously you got to do your research. Not all coaches are the same. Trust me, I've had bad coaches and good coaches, and some you don't have the connection with. Connection is very important. You got to have connection with your coaches. So that's something I'd highly recommend as well for people that's starting out. But first, look at all the free content that's out there. Especially these days, there's so much free content out there. But to take your business to the next level, you want to invest in somebody that invests in you. And that's how you can take your business and really fly. So thank you for sharing that, because we both were on point. Learn, learn, learn. Look behind me. You see all my books? I don't know if you guys can see. You gotta read.
I have my cookbooks right there.
There you go. Exactly. You have to. You have to. That's how you stay ahead of the game. Okay, so we are down to our last piece of question here. Any advice for your fellow food entrepreneurs that are struggling with their businesses due to the pandemic? We kind of touched on that, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. And like I said, and I think it's very important that you just reach out to your community and you get involved. I don't think there's any chili cook-offs going on anytime soon, but along the lines of something like that, volunteer and get involved and just speak to your community. I think that's very important. And same thing with having Facebook forums. There's so many of them. Just get involved and put yourself out there and reach out to other people.
Exactly. And something that you did, you kind of pivot your business, right? When things like this happen, you pivoted your business. Now you got delivery service. So people that are listening, if you have a catering business and you did, like, I don't know, weddings, although weddings are coming back. I was going to say weddings, but weddings are so backed up right now. They're coming back. You're not going to get like 200, 300 people anymore, but there's a lot of smaller weddings coming back. And some people are still doing those big weddings because they all do it outdoors.
Yeah.
But because everything's been backed up because of COVID, so a lot of people, a lot of big catering names are too busy to book anyone. So that gives opportunity to a lot of people, that are starting out and they want to get into the wedding business. But my point was to talk about the delivery meal services. So let's say a personal chef like yourself, a lot of people are still skeptical about you coming to their home and cooking. So do what Kristen did. Go on Facebook, go on local Facebook pages, right? And find different communities and spend a couple of hours and start connecting with people and post about your meal delivery service and start closing some deals that way, right, Kristen?
And it's all free.
And it's all free. Exactly. All it takes is your time and just some typing, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Awesome. So let me end it with this. Where can people find you? And let's touch on this again. How far do you guys deliver? First, where can people find you?
So North Orange County area. I do deliver in Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley, and Costa Mesa area. If you are on the surrounding area, I do have a delivery fee that I charge, but we do deliver outside of those cities, but in Orange County.
Okay, and how can people reach you? The best way.
The best way, just go through my website. You can email me that way. That's the easiest, which is themadplatterkitchen.com.
Okay. But soon you're going to be so active on Instagram that people can even message you on Instagram, right?
I get messages on Instagram and Facebook all the time, and I check my Instagram and Facebook every day. So
awesome.
You can connect with me any way you can find me on social media. I will definitely respond to you.
Okay, awesome, awesome. But I just want to bring one thing up since we talked about this, because it's the marketing in me that has to get this out. So some customers, they don't like emailing. Some customers, they only like calling you. Some customers, they only like to instant message you or Facebook message you. So you have to make sure you're on all platforms. Just the other day, I mean, not all, at least Instagram, Facebook, on your website, you have, do not just put a form. A lot of people don't like forms. They want your email address or your phone number, because I see it all the time. Some people just put a form to fill out. Some people don't like to do that. You're going to lose business. So make sure you have your phone, have your form, have your email, and make sure you have your social media on your website.
Yes.
Because again, some people might not buy from you today, but they want to see what kind of pictures you're posting, what kind of food you have, who you are. They want to learn more about you, your personality. So make sure you have videos about yourself on your Instagram. So when people find and connect with you, they can connect with you better, right?
Exactly.
Well, thanks again. Well, thanks again. Did you want to share anything else with us, Kristen?
No, that's about it. Yeah.
I think we covered everything. Awesome. I will reproduce this video and put it on YouTube, and I'll share that link with you.
Okay.
And I think we'll leave it at that until I see you next time.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Kristen. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.